Alright folks, this is Eric from Kansas again. Update on these battery that we're testing. Well, I guess I'm quasi-testing the capacity on. So it's about 10 o'clock in the morning. So overnight our Victron amp hour meter, and I'll show it to you here in a minute, got down to around 630 negative amp hours. So it's never been down that low before. So these are definitely doing their job so far, helping us have more capacity. So I'll show you that in a minute here, that Victron meter. But came down here also, and the state of charge is down to 25% level, but it's blinking, which means it's receiving power, which is what I'm pretty sure that means it's receiving power. That's what I've deduced from what's going on. But I also noticed both of these have the alarm light going on here, and I don't know if that's just due to it being at a low state of charge. I'm gonna have to read the manual on that, but I'll let you know on that one. But I'm gonna go upstairs and well, before I do that, here I've got yeah, it's about 10 o'clock now, and I've got quite a bit of solar coming in now. Battery voltage is back up at 26.2. It was down at, high 25 volt range. So 1500 some odd watts coming in, using about 1200 watts right there. So we're not going to get down to, I'm going to have to wait till tomorrow night to get it down to the negative 800, hopefully, before the inverter charger switches over to charging the batteries off of grid power. But anyway, I'll go upstairs now. I'll show you the Victron meter. Alright folks, we got, as I said, about negative 630 amp hours down on the battery, which is about where it's going to be. It's going to creep back up today. Probably in the 500 or 400 range, I'm guessing, as it goes throughout the day. We got, you saw about a little less than 1200 watts being consumed by our appliances and lights, and we got about 1600 watts coming in now of solar. So back into the batteries, we got about 12 amps coming back into the batteries. So it's a 300 watts, pretty slow charge for the size of the battery, but it's charging. See, as right now, right now we got some lights and stuff running. Mainly it's our heat pump water heater that runs off of 120 that's consuming most of that power, but it'll shut off here later, and then the furnace fan will kick on. That consumes quite a bit too when the AC decides to start kicking on again later today. But that's where we're at, and that's the update for today. And we'll update you later tonight or tomorrow on what we got. Alright everyone, we're about I'd say 30 some hours into this quasi capacity test for these new signature solar batteries here. And I did end up finding out what this alarm light is for, this red flashing light. It is for a low discharge or low voltage warning when the battery is being discharged. So it's supposed to flash every 2.4 seconds, which you can probably tell it's about right, 2.4 seconds. When it is below the warning voltage when it's discharging. But doesn't quite make sense to me, because the this is from, I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. This is table 3.5 in the battery manual. So you can see discharge section down here for the alarm column, and it says normal, warning and protection. So I'm looking at the warning row there for discharge, and it says flash 2, or yeah, flash 2. I guess the run is doing the same thing. The run light is also flashing every 2.4 seconds. So it says flash 2 in the footnotes down here below. It says flash 2 is flash once every 2.4 seconds. So it's discharging, normal, and warning. It's going to flash every 2.4 seconds on the run light, which it is on this run light. Sorry, focus there. And the alarm light is also, of course I turned my phone off there. The alarm light is also blinking, and which says it will blink on flash 2 as well if it's below the warning voltage, I'm assuming. That didn't quite make sense because it's in here it says the warning voltage, and down a little farther is at 22.2 volts. So I don't know. I'm not quite sure if I believe if these values in here are matching what's set in the BMSs in these things. But anyway, these batteries are still working because we're down to about negative 740 amp hours. So we're definitely using these batteries now. They're definitely supplying a lot of their capacity to discharging all of our they're discharging power to all of our appliances that have been running on the batteries here for the better part of 30 some hours. So anyway, hope that makes sense. If that doesn't, if you have any more questions on that, let me know. But that's what I think it's for, is just it's at a lower voltage than normal and it doesn't like it, maybe, or it's just telling you that it's getting low voltage and you should charge it up soon. That's probably more the reason. But anyway, yeah, and so you know the tailor said the warning voltage on the low side is 22.2. Well, I don't agree with that because we're at about 25 volts. And I've tested this against other voltage meters and whatnot, and other devices we have on our system, and you know, this voltage on these TriStars is pretty darn accurate. So, but anyway, that's the alarm light. And if anybody has any other ideas on why that's blinking other than what I've said here, let me know. But there you go. But yeah, so I'm going to go upstairs and show you the Victron meter now, and give you an update. Alright, so we're at about 750 amp hours down, and we're still holding around 25 volts. It was holding around 25.1 for quite a while, and it just dropped down below 25 just in the last 10 minutes or so. It's about 10 p.m. on July the 6th, and we started this in the afternoon of yesterday, July 5th. And we're still running our furnace fan here. That's taking up most of the load now, along with our fridges and freezers and lights and whatnot. So on the Victron battery meter, on the app on the phone here, shows the amp hour down here, which matches that 752.6, 72.7 now. So if I go up to the, if you can see I can do this one-handed, go up to the history here, it'll show me the deepest discharge there And so I don't necessarily have to stay up to wait for this to get below native to the where the inverter charger is going to switch over to charging the batteries back up. So I'm going to wake up in the morning and I'll let you know what the deepest discharge was, and we'll go from there, and that'll be the end of the video, but stay tuned. One thing I forgot to mention before I go to bed here is the cutoff voltage for this inverter charger is set to cut off and start charging the batteries back up at 23 volts. So I wanted to make that clarification. So once this hits 23 volts, this inverter charger will switch over to pass through power and charge the battery, so this light will start blinking. So in the morning I should see that light blinking, and we'll give you an update. Alright, so it's the morning now, and the results are, there we go. So the deepest discharge last night was down to negative 798 amp hours, so so close to 800. I mean, these batteries definitely did their job. They got us down to about double where we used to be able to go down to on amp hours. But I guess I'm wondering if these batteries I made are degrading faster than I'd like. That's my thought right now. I don't know if I'm going to go in and test or not, but I guess we'll see how things progress. If they get to if we can't get down to, you know, if it gets down to only maybe 750 in the future, if we were to decide to get down there again, get down this low in amp hours, I don't know, I might pull one of these and do a test. But at any rate, that's where we're at. I'm pretty happy with the performance, so I'm just gonna leave it where it's at and go from there. But hope you enjoyed that little quasi capacity test, and if you have any questions or comments, just you know what to do. And we'll leave it there for now. Grace and peace be with you. Bye for now.